Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of SICSS-Howard Mathematica. Yes, you've made it 5 days straight. You only have 2 to go to hit the end of the week, and then you get a break. Let's try and keep that energy up today. Got a lot of great stuff going on. A wonderful inspirational speaker joining us this morning for a few minutes, and I'm very excited to pass the mic to one of our incredible alumni who will be your instructor today. We will start the day as we always do with a question dropped in the chat box by our incredible event staff member, Edith. So what's your favorite hobby, free time activity? And of course, please humble brag for us. Got some reps into the in the gym yesterday, ran a triathlon in between sessions, published something in Science, or just managed to feed yourself 3 times. I only made it to 2. Legit left my dinner in the microwave and fell asleep, warmed it up this morning and made it breakfast. Ingenuity. There you go. All right, so we're going to start with our mantra as we do every morning. Be who you are, and as you are enough. What you have to give and the questions you bring to the table are enough. Take care of your biological and technological needs as they come up. You should eat whenever you need to, on camera even. Turn your camera off if needed. Everyone is a student here, no matter what your title. That's for our faculty. Set your personal intention for today. Start thinking about your personal intention for the Institute. Is there something specific you want to learn, a skill you want to begin to master, or you just want to drink out of the giant fire hose of information that is flying at you and revisit again after the Institute? Is it collaboration on a project? Is it asking questions confidently? Is it practicing R or Stata or Python? Set your intention for today. It can change tomorrow. It can change midday. It is yours and yours alone. Run your own race. So today, I also want to remind you, since we're hitting midweek during the first week, you're probably between excited and very tired. It's a great time to switch things up for yourself to keep this new and interesting. Talk to someone new. If you've been stepping up and leading, maybe take a step back and practice followership. Encourage someone else to speak up. Today, I will also add, give yourself permission to struggle with it, to be behind, to be late to understanding. Be patient with yourself. I'm here to guide you into the exercise. Think Sherpa. Actually, no, Todd is here to guide you into the exercise. I'm excited about that. Our TFs are here to share their experience in the exercise and encourage you. Think experienced cheerleader with a PhD or working on one. The TAs are here to respond to your needs when you present them. You may have to wait in line. You will arrive at questions at different times. And at other sites, folks mostly do all this on your own. So the TAs are there. Take advantage of them. It is a unique element of our site. TAs are technical or have exceptional technical expertise, but will not do the work for you. Think CSS Yoda. Google is your friend. If you're looking for a CSS teacher, look in the mirror. We are teaching you to teach yourselves with the support of people that know what they're doing. As I was asked to do yesterday, breathe, everyone, breathe. All right, so our logistics for the day. Let's see. I want to remind you all that names matter, and if I'm mispronouncing yours, please tell me. So everybody messes up my name because of that superfluous I, my third eye there in the name. So I'm very, very interested in making sure I call you what you want to be called. So please change your name to what you want to be called, and let me know if I'm mispronouncing your name. So we're going to do some retrospective stuff here. Let's get our keep, start, stop slides up. So can you work on that for us, please, Ankita? Let's get our keep, start, stop slides up. After we review all the feedback you all gave us from yesterday, I am going to work on going through our schedule for the day. And then we'll also talk about a few responsibilities that you all have and make sure everybody's all set for today. So let's jump to slide number 1. All right, keep. From the folks who filled this out last night, I encourage you to do this every night. Energy and willingness to learn. Everything as is, especially the group activity to develop research questions and hybrid design for future research project. Glad you like that. You're going to have a lot of those long expanses of time to connect with each other. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. You're going to get more of that. Creating the groups with people with varied skills. It was cool to see how much we could contribute different to components. Yes, we mix you up every single day based on that knowledge survey you gave us. So if you told us you destroy using one tool, you will not probably be in a room with other people that destroy using a tool. So there is a bit of a responsibility there for people who know a little bit more. on the technical side, but we are all experts on different things here. So please lead into what you excel at or what you want to excel at, and contribute. Everyone has lots to contribute in this space. Next. So what do you want us to start? More time to practice the tools that we're learning. I agree. That's called your entire life. So this is a boot camp. We are here for 2 weeks to turn on the fire hose and give you a big picture and some opportunities in order for you to practice those things within this space and with the aid of our exceptional professional data scientists. But as some of our folks have mentioned the last few days on our panels, this is a lifetime commitment. So after this institute, you're going to need to make time in order to practice some of these things. So yes, I agree. You will have the rest of your lives for this. And if you're in a room with somebody who's has a greater level of understanding of any of these things than you do, ask them what it took them to feel like they were comfortable with it, what practice they needed to do. So completely agree, and I encourage you to start thinking about how you're going to inject these things into your life after the institute. Let's jump to stop. Remove the earlier links from the Zoom master links doc so we can have the current day at the top. Done. Working on that now. Brilliant idea. Love that. Gonna do that. Done. Everything is very nice. Thank you. Collaborate and listen. Ha! Love it. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Thank you. That's a nice shout out to Vanilla Ice. And if you haven't been paying attention, folks that are from that generation, I don't know if anybody is or at least loves the music. House of Pain is now included in a very cool Mr. Worldwide song, and then Snow, who does Informer, is also rapping in a new song too. And for those who are lovers of hip hop, pay attention to the Kennedy Center honors in December. Queen Latifah is being honored, and they're also doing a retrospective on 50 years of hip hop. So please keep up the quotes and challenge my knowledge. Stop. So we got all that. So anything else? Just excited for the rest of the program, and we are excited for all of you to be here and to join the SICSS family. So okay, so let's jump back to my notes. Please stop screen sharing. All right, just a couple more things before I hand this off to Todd. So I just want to mention we still have a few folks that need to sign up to interact with our speakers. So for guest speakers, Mango, we need you to sign up for a guest speaker. Please reach out to me if you're unclear as to what you need to do. We also need you to sign up for a panel, one of our panel videos, and then also for our 2 lunchtime talks. And then finally, Dereje, we need you to sign up for another lunchtime speaker. So folks need to jump in and ask questions, and then we remove you from our list as having been a lunchtime lead with questions. So the expectation is you watch the video and also ask a question. And if you notice, we leave time for all of you to ask questions, but just in case, it's important to have some people so it's not just quiet. All right, so I'm going to introduce our incredible alumni TF for the day. At some point at the end of his discussion, our inspirational speaker should arrive for the morning. That would be Terry Adams. So once he's done, we'll have her interject. We always allow way more time than we need. So if we go over a little bit this time this morning, don't worry, you won't lose break time or anything like that. So let's go ahead and spotlight Todd. Todd is a PhD student in education policy at the University of Virginia. I am correct on that. We are not a candidate just yet. Am I correct on that? Okay, not a candidate just yet, but moving fast towards it. He studies early childhood education and discipline in both early childhood and K through 12 settings. Previously, Todd worked at JPAL North America and the EdTech startup Mathematica. He holds a BA in political economy from Williams College. And I am so delighted to hand the baton to him. He has pretty much done everything that has been possible at our site. He's served as a buddy last year. He's gotten funding from us. He's doing the damn thing. So please enjoy all that he has to offer today. So take it away, Todd.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Nanette, for that kind introduction. And it's good to see you all again. It was nice to be with you all for the panel. I will be your instructor, your TA, your teaching fellow for today. And as Nanette said, it's more of a Sherpa role. I can help steward you through the exercise and point you in the right direction for resources or TAs. I have a very brief slideshow to get us started for today. So I think you should all be able to see my screen now. So as Nanette mentioned, I'm a PhD student, soon-ish candidate, hopefully this year. And today's topic is automated text analysis. So if you got a chance to look at the intro from Chris Bale, he mentions that we should use text analyses to unlock some of the hidden dynamic processes of human behavior. And this is really interesting because there's a lot of data out there in unstructured text form that can help us understand various phenomena if we're able to wrangle them and use them. And today you'll get some practice with doing exactly that. I love the comment for something to start, which is more time to practice the tools. I will double click what Nanette said. You will have your whole life. And I'm actually going to share a very brief example of how I've applied some of the techniques that I started to learn at SICSS to some of my own work. So the image you see on the right is a principal component analysis of childcare licensing inspections reports, which I've used in my research to basically scrape text from PDF and understand what's going on with licensing. For today's group exercise, you'll consider the pros and cons of different text analysis techniques. At a high level, you'll use two techniques to extract some features from text, identify features predictive of or associated with other variables, and produce a visualization that summarizes your findings. For today, we are giving you a data set that we grabbed from Twitter for Vice President Kamala Harris, and I will introduce that exercise momentarily. It is a bit more structured than some of our other days, but it might lay the groundwork for some of your own analyses. So here's a 5-minute, actually this is more like a 2-minute example of those steps playing out in my own research, because again, I love the idea of practicing for a lifetime and being a lifetime learner. So I do work that relates to early childhood education, and there are a lot of childcare inspections reports because that's one of the required policies in states to regulate childcare centers and make sure they're safe. They're stored as PDF files and are often publicly available. So here's an example of one, statement of deficiencies, which is an inspection that yielded violations. So I grabbed a bunch of those data, downloaded them from the website, and then scraped in those PDFs and tried to structure the data. This is actually done in Python, but the steps themselves are actually pretty much similar to what you would do in R and what we started to learn at SICSS. And as you can see, once I was able to aggregate those data over time, there's a big dip during the pandemic because they weren't able to conduct inspections or they did them by phone. I've used topic modeling with these data, for example, to figure out like what are the most common themes in childcare licensing inspections reports. One of the big ones is that there are violations for staff ratios, like an inadequate number of staff for the number of kids, and that you can see right at the top. I've also used sentiment analyses. There are a lot of negative emotions associated with the words used in these reports, like fear and anger. Anger tops out fear when the report is a complaint about a childcare center, which is kind of intuitive. And interestingly, there seems to be a change pre-pandemic and post-pandemic in terms of the sentiment polarity. I've also worked on identifying features associated with other variables. So here I'm looking at the topic coverage on the y-axis and the number of violations in the inspection on the x-axis. And you'll be doing something quite similar where you'll be using text features of the tweet data set to predict things like retweets or likes. So without further ado, today's group exercise, you'll be using tweets by VP Kamala Harris plus polling data on her favorability or a data set of your own choosing. You may already come to the table with the data set in hand. That's great. If not, we've neatly cleaned some data for you to work with. We'll ask that you use at least 2 techniques, and you'll look at associations between, again, the tweets or retweets and likes and the approval rating. So I will stop sharing my screen and introduce the actual group exercise that you'll be able to follow along that goes step by step with everything you need to do. Okay. All right, so you should already have a link to the group exercise. It's on the website. But for your own viewing pleasure, I will screen share. All right. So this is the small group exercise. Shout out to Nanette and Amber for conceiving and creating it. I just updated the data, so I am standing on the shoulders of giants today. So our curriculum covered a broad range of techniques. Yesterday, the group exercise helped you get to know each other. Today, we're gonna be more structured, as I mentioned, and we'll be comparing strengths and weaknesses of different text analysis techniques. I won't go through this in detail. You have plenty of time to read, but basically you're going to be set into random groups. I have those to put you into the breakout rooms, and you'll get to choose between Vice President Harris's official account, her personal account, or a combination. And then you'll use 2 of the techniques to pull out features of the data set and identify whether they predict retweets or likes. We also neatly packaged the polling data for you. And we also have a helper code if you want to aggregate that to the day level so that it's easier to work with and combine with the tweets. And with that, I will stop sharing my screen.
Todd, can you tell folks what level of exposure you had to computational social science and these techniques before you arrived last year?
I had basically no exposure. I had used R for a stats class in 2013, 2014, did 6 and
like 10, like almost 10 years since you touched it, is what you're saying.
Yes. And I had worked for an ed tech nonprofit where there was a ton of text data. I had no idea how to use any of it other than to like look for a keyword. So pretty much everything in SICSS besides the basics with R were brand new. Cool. I just sped through lots of information. Does anyone have questions?
Hi, Ayana here. Can you go over the techniques again just a little bit more?
Yes. So at least 2 techniques that I think are pretty well set up are sentiment analysis. And for the sentiment analysis, you would probably be doing, it's fairly straightforward to do with a dictionary-based analysis, which means you have a dictionary like Bing that already has whether a word is positive, negative, or neutral labeled to it. And then you'd be joining that sentiment dictionary to your Twitter data set. The other technique that comes to mind is structural topic modeling. You can do that with the STM package. And I think there is helper code that provides all of that in the takeaway sheet or the Praxis to Power.
Yes, everybody remember there's those cool takeaway sheets at the top of every day. It is my honor to introduce one of our faculty sponsors who's going to hit you with a little bit of inspiration this morning to keep you going. Dr. Adams, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, fantastic. Just good morning to you. Just want to share a few words off the top of my head, so forgive me if I ramble a little bit. But this is a unique opportunity that you're getting to take advantage of. And hopefully you're feeling that this is a safe space, but not all spaces you're going to enter are going to feel like this. But what we're hoping is that you can take this experience with you into your work life, your school life, into life in general, so that you feel empowered by other people around you through this experience. I'm right now, and I'm Deputy Director of a research center on campus where we're holding a different kind of training session for students. And one of the speakers yesterday talked about how it's important not to feel overwhelmed, how it's important not to feel that you don't belong, how it's important to ground yourself and understand that you should be where you are at the moment you're in right now, and to feel that you deserve to be where you are. So remember that. Take this experience with you. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and the person who's leading this does so much work. You guys have no idea how hard she pushes for this. And she does this because she knows the importance of safe spaces. She knows the importance of big data. And she knows that you all are going to go on to do things to make her proud and to make all of us proud. So this was totally off the top of my head. I apologize, but really good to see your faces. And really good to have this opportunity just to share a few words with you. So have a great day, and you can do it.
Please join us in thanking Dr. Adams. That was off the dome, people. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, we're reopening your breakout rooms. Please join your groups. Have a great day, everybody.
And I'll be circulating rooms as well throughout the day to help, and the TAs will be there to also help. So you have plenty of support.
Yay, go to your rooms. It sounds like I'm like a parent, like, go to your rooms. All right, I see people are going, folks are going. Great.
Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.